Hello, I'm Sheila Myers with Stamping Wishes, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making this card, but we're going to be making it in the Mary Merlot and some of the new glitter paper we have, as well as some silver. I figured we'd kind of change it up just a little bit. Before we get started on it, though, I want to remind everybody we're getting near the end of the month, and this set it's a limited time only, and it is one of the most gorgeous stamps and framelits that we've had in a while. So I encourage you, if you haven't gotten it and you don't have a demonstrator, please click onto my blog and order from my store while they're still available. You'll get 2 stamp sets, and if you get the bundle, you'll also get the framelits, and they're in 3 different sizes of the stitch framelit. They're not only stitched on the outside but the inside of the work, so it really is beautiful. And then if you want to add to the bundle, they've got the new colors of it's called an assortment too of watercolored pencils, so they are different colors than what's in our catalog. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on the card we're going to make today. Let's set this off to the side. Okay, this is the paper that when your new catalog comes out, it's in the copper Mary Merlot and the Tranquil Tide. It's just gorgeous. So we're going to be using a little bit of the Mary Merlot today. This are the 2 stamp sets that we're going to be using. This is a bundle that you can get, which is the Dashing Deer. And we're going to be using this stamp today. And then we're also going to be using this for our inside saying from the Farmhouse Christmas edition as well. But anyway, this one makes a lot of beautiful cutouts and trims. These make some beautiful borders as well. But we're going to emboss this one today using silver embossing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our measurements out of the way so that you'll know what we're going to be layering here. This first layer is 2.5 by 4 in the Mary Merlot. This is the new glitter Mary Merlot paper, and it's at 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then we have the another piece of the Mary Merlot, which is at 3 by 4 3/8, and I'll have all this on my blog as well. And then our silver, which is at 3 1/4 by 4 7/8. Then our base cardstock is at 4 1/4 by 11, and we'll score it at 5 1/2. This is our inside that we're going to be doing. Let me show you what our inside looks like. And I'll show you where these little dots come from that we'll use as a embellishment in the card, but that's what we're going to be doing on the inside of it. And so let's go ahead and get this scored and get busy here. Okay, we're going to score this at 5 1/2, so make sure your cutting blade is way down out of the way. Set this off to the side. Make sure we've got a good even ending here, and give it a good burnish. Okay. Now, one of the things that we'll be doing after we emboss this, I have found through the years of working with the glimmer papers and stuff, it's really difficult sometimes for your glues to adhere to them. So what we're going to be doing is taking this little punch, and we'll be making strategically areaed punch that we're going to make our dimensionals on. And this way you're getting a direct adhesive contact to it. You'll see as we start to work this through, okay? So let's go ahead and get busy with our embossing. Let's go ahead and use our embossing buddy on the front of this. And then we're going to get our Versamark out. And let's get our little silver embossing. And I just realized I left my little spoon over on the other table. Let me grab it real quick. For anybody who's enjoys orange leaf sherbets and frozen yogurts, these spoons are great for your embossing powders. Okay, looks like we've got it inked up pretty well. So let's go ahead and get our deer lined up here. Make sure that that Versamark has time to release its ink onto here. Looks like we've got a good imprint. So let's go ahead and take our silver embossing and we'll go from the bottom and then flip it around to the top. Try and get as much excess as we can off and see if there's anything that we need to. No, looks good. Looks like we got good coverage there. So let's go ahead and set this aside so our heat tool won't blow our embossing powder all over. And here the magic starts. It always amazes me when I do embossing how pretty that embossing powder turns as we do this. This looks magical as it goes from a matte to a shiny. And you do want to make sure you hold it up at an angle and get all of the matte colors off so that you make sure that you've embossed it completely. It looks like we've got it here. Okay, let's go ahead and wipe this off. I wanted to get one of my cloths so we could pull as much of that embossing buddy off of it. Okay, so next we're going to adhere this to this portion here. We'll be doing some of the hole punching I was talking about, but since we've got the embossing out, let's go ahead and emboss this center piece as well, and that way we get all of our embossing done at one time. Looks good about there. Okay, that looks good. So let's go ahead and make some more noise here and heat it up. And there the magic starts again. And that beautiful shiny silver. That looks good. All right. So since we've got this, let's go ahead and adhere this on down to our silver. And when I'm working with a lot of different layers and textures of paper, I like to use my wet glue. It gives me a little bit extra time to center it, number one, but it also I feel like it adheres a little bit better, especially when you're doing embossing. So let's okay, let's set this one to the side. You could actually go ahead and put it inside the card. When we do that, we'll probably bring a little bit more embellishment in here with the little dots that we removed from some of the red or the Merlot or the silver. Okay, so what we're going to do is, because we want it balanced and holding all over, we're just going to make 3 or 4 down the edge here, because we don't want to get too far on the edge or too far at the corner, because then it won't balance on your paper when you go to lay it down. And let's do one in the center here, and then one in the center there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. I hope all of y'all are starting to get excited about the new catalog and all the beautiful new items that you'll be able to order through the catalog and start getting ready for the holidays. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and put our dimensionals right there in the circle, so it's not really adhering to the glitter, it's adhering to the cardstock, which we know it'll stay on there, whereas on the glitter paper, it doesn't always adhere for a long period of time. Okay, now we got this done. Whoops. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these off real quick. And I think this is the last one, so let's go ahead and, okay, so we want to make sure that we balance this before we lay it down and press it down, because once it's down, so we want to make sure our edges on all sides look good, and I think that does. Okay, isn't that gorgeous already? Without even doing any more to it, it's a beautiful card. So now we need to do the same thing that we just did here, because we're going to be adhering this to the silver layer here. So let's go ahead and punch us out some of the silver ones. And I like to save all this type of stuff because they make really pretty embellishments for other projects. And if you don't want to put dimensionals on every one of the holes like I'm making here, you don't have to. You could probably skip every other one, it'd be enough. But the sturdier it is and the more balanced it is, to me, the better the card will look for the long haul and to anybody that you'd be giving it to. So I encourage to make sure that you're adhering it well. There'd be nothing worse than giving it to somebody and having it fall apart on you when they go to open it up. Okay, let's get this balanced on here. pretty. Just love shiny papers. The more bling, the better. Okay, let's go ahead and get all of this paper off now. Okay, looks like we do. So let's go ahead and balance this one on. Looks good. Okay, let's add a little bit more embellishments here by adding a few of our rhinestones on the edge. And I am going to go ahead and on some of my other cards I used the brads, and then I colored some of the rhinestones on the black and gold one that I did. I don't have my black rhinestones in yet, so we may do with using the Sharpie and doing it that way. Now we're going to add a little bit here by graduating the sizes down. I've gotten some embossing powder on my rhinestones here, so I'm hoping it doesn't mess up the adhesive as we're putting them down. Very pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and do the opposite in here. And let's take a look at the inside and see if we want to add maybe the silver or the red. Let's see which one we think would be prettiest there. I think either one would look real pretty, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the silver just to keep it uniformed with the silver embossing. I think it keeps it a little bit more elegant. Okay, let's go ahead and use our glue dots on this one for facet adhesive there. And this is an inexpensive way to embellish as well, because you're using parts of your material that you had punched out for other things. Okay, that finishes up our card today. And again, these are the 3 that we've made into this pattern using 3 different colors and putting a little bit different accent on it. And we could go ahead, I did it on the other one, so let's go ahead just real quickly and give this one a collar as well in the rhinestones. I think it just kind of helps to accent the neck area a little bit. And we could have probably used the red rhinestones, but I think they're a little bit brighter than the Merlot is, so I think the rhinestones look better in those. All right, well, thank you for joining me today. Until next time, happy stamping and God bless you.